It is what it be like, good people. I'm DJ.
And I'm Rell, a.k.a. Somebody Tell Rihanna Too. I need that vagina too.
And for half a second, I forgot what the intro was. That's why I was a little bit of a stutter. It's the most professional, unprofessional podcast in the world. But we are the Nashty Boys.
Yeah.
And for once in my life, I asked the episode number before we started rolling, and it's episode 47 of the Nashty Boys podcast.
Moving on up.
Rell, how you doing today?
I am doing great. It's a beautiful day. I like on podcasts you can lie. It's terrible. It's a beautiful day out. Just enjoying myself, man.
I'm incredibly depressed. I attempted suicide twice this past week. But thanks for asking,
what
guys.
can you do? Hey, it's game day, so I'm happy.
This is going to take a turn for the worse once we start to talk about the Titans, but we're going to save that to a little bit later. It's going to be a little bit of Titan down today. That's fine. But,
Excuse me?
But,
on that side.
But, hey, no, I'm not a hater. I'm just a realist. But the internet has been a buzz about a TV show on Netflix called Squid Game. And me personally, I ignore the internet. Usually when something is just like hot and on fire in these web streets, it usually disappoints the shit out of me.
Usually.
Now, Squid Game, for anybody who doesn't know, is a show on Netflix. It's a Korean show. But don't worry, they do have English audio because you know me, I wasn't fucking with the original Korean audio.
Man.
But it's 9 episodes. I'm only 2.5 episodes in. You've watched the whole thing.
Yes, I have.
Set us up. What is Squid Game about without spoiling the show?
Basically, it's almost, if you want the overall theme, and we've kind of talked about this a few times on this show.
Exploiting poor people?
Okay, we also talk about that. That, and also people who kind of do anything for money. But
very true.
If you want to know what Squid Game's about, basically, follows, I can't remember his name because it's a lot of Korean names and my Korean is not great.
We about to see mad like xenophobic and racist. I think his name is like
Korean,
Sung Gyun. I think it's the main character. That's the only name I know. Sung Gyun. That's the only one I know.
So what he is, he's a guy who clearly is in a lot of debt with people, owes a lot of money, and you see him and he makes terrible decisions. He's living off his mom.
He's just out here living trife.
He steals from his mom, and living trife. He gambles a lot.
Not gambles a lot. He's a gambling addict.
Yeah.
Like he's doing anything to get these bets off.
But he finally hits a bet, right? I'm not gonna give anything away. This is just normal shit from the show. Anyway, he finally hits money, but some chick he runs into while being chased down by some people he owes money, steals his money.
Right.
And when they catch him, damn, fuck him up a little bit. Because
if Sung Gyun didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have no luck.
Yes.
It's just how the game goes sometimes.
And so to just fast forward, hurry up and get you to the meat of this show, he ends up kind of getting caught up on an island. It's the way he gets there, but you can watch it and find out how that happens. And what happens is a lot of people. He wakes up, and there's almost 500 people, like 496.
It's 456. Because Sung Gyun's number 456.
So they're all there. No one knows what's really going on. But anyway, they eventually get called into this room that's painted very kid-friendly looking.
Mad sick. It looks like the bullpen at like your local county jail.
Yeah,
what it looks like.
No big deal.
With a gang of bunk beds.
So you end up in this room. There's this huge-ass doll who's very creepy. I don't know what it is about Asian dolls, but I guess all dolls are creepy, but something about theirs in scary movies are really creepy. And this voice over the loudspeaker basically tells them they're going to be playing red light, green light, a children's game. We've all played it, hopefully. If not, you're probably handicapped, but I don't know.
Real quick before we get into the game, I knew shit was going to go sideways because before the game starts, they start explaining the rules of the game.
Yes.
And they start saying if you get caught, you're going to get eliminated.
Yes.
As soon as they said the word eliminated, I was like, oh, they're going to start shooting now.
So what happens is on the red light, green light, so the doll is facing away from all the players. And she'll go red light, and everyone runs. And there's these two real cocky dudes at the beginning because there's always cocky people in almost any kind of genre, especially horror.
There's always somebody who thinks they're going to get some pussy from showing off.
Yes. Always, which is not really unrealistic. But,
But, we might die. Like, I'm not thinking about getting some ass. Like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm in a strange place.
No.
I got to play red light, green light for my life.
Well, I will say this. Before the game started, they were told that they were going to win this ridiculous amount of money. There's this huge piggy bank, like clear piggy bank hanging from the ceiling, and it just fills up with money. But anyway, so it goes red light. The two cocky dudes are just moving. And then the doll's head turns around. The body doesn't move. The head spins back around. These very Terminator-like eyes. And guess what? The cocky dudes are still moving a little bit. Not a lot, when she said green light. That's when they went. I'm sorry, I've been saying red light. She says red light finally, and everyone stops, but no one like makes complete stop
because they thought this game was a game.
Yeah,
and so the doll had to lay her murder game down.
You know what I'm saying?
And the two dudes who kept moving was out the game.
You know
they
what?
were eliminated.
While this was set in South Korea, this is very North Korean the way they get down in this game.
I mean,
the island may have been. I just thought about it. The island may have been in North Korea.
So okay, so I got a few takes on it. Like I said, I'm only like 2.5 episodes in. I don't know how it ends.
Yeah.
But so all right, we'll get into the particulars a little bit without spoiling anything. Mm-hmm. So basically, they play this game of like red light, green light, and damn near half of them get killed.
Yeah. So when they hit red light, there's some snipers on top of the room, like around, just ready to pop.
Just busting domes.
And they don't miss.
All headshots.
Yeah, they don't miss.
Like literally all headshots.
They are serial. But of course our guys and a few new favorites you're gonna find. The good thing is it's not only about Sung Young. Mm-hmm. You actually get like to know other characters.
You get to meet like a cast of characters that you like follow through the games.
Yes.
And the
some
thing
are
about
very
it,
annoying, some are very lovable.
To me, I felt like as soon as we woke up and they said we're going to be playing this game, me personally, I'm trying to make friends.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no way I'm making it out of this group of 450 people like solo dolo. Like, that's not happening.
Not happening.
I'd have been trying to make friends. And in the red light, green light, one thing I didn't like was the standards of like what's considered moving seem to be different for different people.
Yes.
Because Sung Gyun was just
breathing like crazy. Yeah,
and did get shot one time.
Nah.
But some other people, like, they lip quivered
barely
and they got their head blown off.
Barely moved.
Like, people were getting their caps peeled.
You've only seen 2 episodes.
So, like, 2 in a piece. I watched, like, 20 minutes of episode 3.
Have you seen the second game at
all?
all?
I haven't seen the second game at all.
The only one you've seen is red light, green light.
Yeah, it's the only game I've seen.
These games get crazy.
Well, but here's the other thing to me, right? And I have a serious take and I have a funny take. The funny take. So, early in episode 1, they one of the rules of the game is that of all the competitors, if they take a vote and the majority says we don't want to play no more, like the game is over and like everybody gets to go home.
Yep.
Why the fuck did anybody vote to go home? Everybody they recruited was there because their life was a piece of shit.
Why did they go home?
I'm saying, why did they vote to go home?
Oh, easy. They didn't when they signed up, they didn't know for sure that they were going to be getting capped, like fucking getting their heads blown off.
But what did you think this was?
Huh?
When's the last time you got put into a unmarked white van? They gas you. You wake up in a bullpen,
bro,
and you thought your life wasn't on the line?
Oh, no, I'm with you on that. But
you thought this was just fun and games.
That's desperation. That is all desperation.
No. But what I'm saying is, if you're that desperate, why the fuck are you voting to go home?
When you're that desperate, you also start believing unrealistic things like, oh, maybe I will win a bunch of money and I'll get out of this alive if I don't.
I mean, to me, it's not even about being unrealistic. It's like,
that's very unrealistic.
So let's just look at Sung Gyun. All right.
Yeah.
So he is in incredible debt. Mm-hmm. He's a grown ass man. He looks like he's at least 40, living with his moms. Mm-hmm. He's running from the mob.
Yep.
They ran up on him that day anyway. Mm-hmm. Wanted to whoop his ass and cut his tongue out.
Yes.
And he has a daughter being raised by another man.
About to go to U.S.
According to the mom, a real man. Yeah. So you getting sunned on the daily.
That's hard.
Your daughter's about to move to the United States. She has no faith in you.
Nope.
You had to pay a kid at the arcade to use the crane game to get a lighter that looks like a gun to give it to your daughter for her birthday.
So look.
Once again, I ask you, why the fuck are you voting to leave the game?
Because
it's nothing for you on these streets.
Because basically, I don't know if you realize this, like, at first, death may have been a thing. Now, death is definitely a real thing. To deal with.
Okay. Hold on. Let's get real. Would you rather live Sung Gyun's life or die?
Live Sung Gyun's life all day. I'd rather live than die.
All right, but listen to me, because this shit's about to get dark. But listen to me here, real quick.
Oh, because they're chasing me? I'm going somewhere else.
But you're running every day from the mob.
I don't have to stay in Seoul.
And your daughter's getting taken. Bro. And your mom talks shit to you every day about how you're not doing shit with your life.
I don't have to stay in Seoul.
Where you gonna go with your no money?
This man is good at stealing. He knows how to steal.
He ain't that good. The mob found him immediately.
Yes, but guess what? He has no marketable skills. Where was he? Being himself. You gotta switch up the flow, bro. He's at a few fucking gambling.
So you would rather live the rest of your life on the run, scraping, scratching, and surviving, than die.
You're imagining. Maybe
I'm morbid, but I'm like, yo, I'm out of here.
You can't kill a roach so easily, son. Look,
yes, you can. Roaches die every day. We gotta stop this.
Roaches thrive. in a nuclear fucking
Roaches
explosion.
can survive a nuke, but they can't survive my sneakers. What are we talking about?
Bro, stay away from shoes.
The mob is gonna squish Sungyeon.
Stay away from Seoul.
All I'm saying is, that, yes, people are dying.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to get this money.
No, that's a whole different story. Now, if I'm really just trying to make it, hey.
But that's what I'm saying. Would you rather risk death or live till you're 80, 85 with his bullshit ass life?
Now, personally, me, I want to live, son. Look how many people died just day one. What makes me think, oh, I'm that dude?
No,
he is not skilled in anything.
But I'm just saying, living. So being Sungyeon, are you living or are you just alive? Because it ain't the same.
He's just alive right now.
That's what I'm saying.
But guess what?
He has no prospects for a come up.
What is more motivating than having your life on the line? You're like, oh, I could have died playing red light, green light. You know what? Let me get my shit together and go out here and be somebody.
Oh, you thought he was going to get his shit together? Because spoiler alert, episode 2, he gets out the game, doesn't get his shit together.
Oh, no.
Still on some bullshit.
Things get worse for him.
He's still on some bullshit.
So that's what's crazy. So they end up, like, most of them go back.
Mm-hmm. I think they said like 187 out of the 200 or so people who got out the game voted to come back because they realized their lives were a piece of shit and it's better to try to get this money.
I need you to finish the show, son. I want to say things, but you haven't finished.
I mean, I'm gonna finish it, but okay. So that was my funny take.
Yeah.
My serious take is I'm like slightly disturbed by the popularity of this show because to me,
no, you're not.
Yes, I am. But hear me out though, because it's kind of like a cow raised on a steak farm laughing at another cow going to slaughter. And here's what I mean by that. We're laughing. We're entertained by all these people whose lives are so terrible. They're willing to do anything for money.
Yes.
Guess what?
What?
We are willing to do anything for money.
That's what I said earlier. Absolutely.
Like,
that's a fact. It's a bigger statement, I would say.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, does nobody else look at this and be like, damn, like these corporations, the government, like our whole society got us out here just do anything. Like, we're not literally playing, a death-filled game of red light, green light, but we are here doing.
But we are
something kind of like that.
How many people out there just doing shit they don't want to do just to make it to next week? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, well, but that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that Korea even let this shit be made. Like, this is some real, to me, overthrow the government, downfall of society shit.
I give South Korea its credit. Unlike China, you can get away with a lot of shit. They have actually the cinematography, or like the filmmaking, I'm sorry, in South Korea is top notch. I would say they're one of the best in the world, man. Like, because Parasite, which I haven't seen yet, won an Oscar.
I haven't seen it, but I heard great things about it.
Old Boy, I love.
I don't think I saw that one.
I'm pretty sure Devil's Game. I think what I like about this, unlike a lot of movies that come out here, while some things are predictable in Squid Game, just the situations are so different. But I will say, as far as the serious side you took with it, yeah, it sucks, man. But
that's what I'm saying. It's like, how are so many people entertained without also thinking about the realistic aspect of it? Like, yo, society really has us just like these people on this show.
Well, it's two things. One, I think it's us, like when we're kids or younger, like watching like the snuff films, like seeing just fucked up shit.
I didn't like watching snuff films, but yes, I did watch them.
I like watching them. And also,
and I'm the sick one.
I put this movie in the category with like Human Centipede, Saw, those types. We kind of like, because we know it's not real. We don't want to see this in real life. Like, I would hate to watch, if this like just popped on our TV, like somehow the fucking Riddler just hacked all our televisions and made us watch some fucked up shit. I would not want to see that. But just knowing that these people can say cut and go over and hug each other afterwards.
But that's the thing, is like, they say, art imitates life. It's like, yo, we really are out here doing anything for money. So it's like, this is why I can't watch certain things now that I used to think was cool. It's like, I used to watch bum fights. I was about about that bum fight.
I love them. I would search for them.
Now, honestly, it's kind of like, makes me sick to my stomach, like making poor people like fight to get like a few dollars. It's like, yo, why do we got to do this to people? Like, if you have money to give away, just give it to, like, why you got to make them fight for it? Like, it's kind of disgusting to me at this point.
I'm becoming even.
Maybe I'm just getting old.
I'm gonna get even lamer than that. I am now. Like, I used to just love going on World Star watching the fight compilations. I hate seeing that shit now. I was like, I'm literally almost going the fucking Rodney King route. Like, can we all just get along? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see people hurt each other.
Yo, it's just, it's just like I said, it's hard for me to watch because I'm just like,
my vagina is developing.
I mean, honestly, like I feel like I'm just getting old. It's
That's
like
what it is, man.
People say like the younger you are, the more liberal you are, the older you get, like the more conservative you become. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just I'm developing more love for my fellow man. Well, it's just I don't know. If I think about it too hard, like I can't watch it.
No, I'm
because like 30 minutes into the first episode, when the dude had Sung Yun basically playing a weird envelope flipping game.
Yeah.
And if Sung Yun lost, the other dude got to slap him. Mm-hmm. To me, it just felt like a metaphor for like, rich, wealthy people. I'm not talking about like, you got $1 million in the bank.
I can shit on
I'm talking about
for money.
Right, like you got $1 billion in the bank. Mm-hmm. Just making poor people like almost like puppets, making them do whatever they want for money, like for their own pleasure.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I haven't finished Squid Game, but I feel like there has to be some kind of element of like who is controlling this whole thing. Like I feel like
you'll find out.
There has to be like a rich individual or a rich group of people who are like kind of pulling the strings here, because otherwise, like, why are we just making poor people like die for money? Like, there has to be a gambling aspect, something to it.
That's why I do appreciate, but also I do not like this about a lot of shows and movies. Rich people aren't always just the evil ones.
So, okay, I'll give you this. Not every rich person is evil. But to get to a certain level,
a billionaire, you're fucked up.
Right. So if you have to get to a certain level of wealth,
making billions.
So I'm not saying Jeff Bezos is the devil. I'm not saying Bill Gates is Lucifer. But I'm just saying
there's a cutthroat level to you.
Right. You have to have done some bad things. Maybe some stuff you're not proud of. Maybe that's not even who you are anymore.
Yeah.
But you got to step on some people. You have to put money over the value of humanity at a certain point to get to that billionaire level.
So I think on both ends of the spectrum, there's an extreme side, and both people fuck up. Because as the great Fabulous once said, they say money is the root of all evil, I thought, but when I'm broke is when I usually have the evilest thoughts. And that is very true. When you but there's a reason for that. You're trying to survive. So you're gonna make you might rob.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like ultimately what people want is not money. I think people want freedom to do what they want to do. But based on the way our society is set up, you need money to get to that freedom.
Exactly.
So like you're saying, as far as being broke, like I feel like the way our society is set up and like the way the media portrays it, we try to say money is not everything, but everything we tell you that you should want
is money.
Right. You need money to get those things.
You can't live in a capitalist society and money not be everything.
Son, hey, to me, that's the definition of capitalism.
I mean, because look at it. We don't go political, but shit, man, you break a thumb, a finger or something, you go get that fixed, you could be in debt for like a while, if not forever. Just
we don't need to get into like the broken medical system, the insurance scams, like all that. But like, everything is about getting that money. Yeah. But we try to, for whatever reason, tell kids like money isn't everything.
Yeah. So it makes
kids, look right here. Money is everything.
Yo, all that, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, all that bullshit, you're never going to use that.
Ever.
Also, why are you listening to us at this age? But anyway.
I don't know.
I'm just
Nobody who needs that advice should be listening to us. That's
whatever finance class you can take as a kid, take them.
But I will say,
pay attention.
At least so far, Squid Game, like I said, if I turn that part of my brain off that doesn't like seeing poor people get exploited, it's definitely interesting as far as just like the mental aspect of putting myself in their shoes. Like, what would I do if I'm, $60 million in debt like one of the dudes was, and I got no other choice but to try to get this money, and like, this is my best opportunity.
I had to look up how much a won is. A won?
Yeah. First of all, I thought it was pronounced yuan. Because it's spelled Y-U-A-N, but it's pronounced won, apparently. Yeah.
Oh, so I listened to it in Korean, like the actual language, because the dub was just too much for me.
Oh, no, it's definitely on some 1970s kung fu movie type stuff.
I couldn't do it. But also, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but it may have happened already. There are some English characters, like characters that speak English in the show, and you can definitely tell that their dialogue was written by a Korean because it's just a little off.
Yo, speaking of translation, all right, so I'm the type, I watch with the subtitles on.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to the English dub with the English subtitles on. They match like maybe half the time.
I would say if they don't match, I really get pissed. I can't do it.
They don't like.
I get pissed.
Some of the subtitles, like they just don't even say them at all.
Yeah.
It's not like they're late. It's just like that's not even what they said. It's not even just like maybe like the script is one thing and maybe the captions are based on the script and they just like freestyled it a little bit so you can kind of tell where they got it from.
Yes,
they be saying completely different things.
Like you will hear them say, "I always hit pedestrians." But then the subtitle will be like, I usually do this. Like, it's just like, what?
So that's the thing. I couldn't tell, like, did they use Google Translate to do this? Like, I couldn't tell. Like, it just seems like something's like not right.
Yo, hey, if y'all need me to, never mind, I don't know Korean. Never mind. I was going.
Anyway, but so obviously I haven't finished the show. You have. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
Scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it an 8.3. Straight up, great show.
Okay.
However, you haven't seen it. Finish it for sure, but I didn't like the ending of this season.
So wait, is there more seasons coming? Like, is this not the end of the show?
That's why there's definitely more seasons coming, and that's why I didn't like the ending of this season, because they're just forcing the second season.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
well,
any
I'm
predictions?
definitely gonna finish it. I feel like this is one of the few times where, at least so far, like the internet has not disappointed me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, okay, I could see how this was worth all the buzz, especially because, truth be told, it's not a whole lot of good content on Netflix right now.
Bro,
like they raised the price like another $1.
Yes.
I'm this
it
far
keeps
from
going
canceling.
up. It started $9.99. I am also looking forward to checking out Midnight Mass, because it's the same people who made the Haunting of Hill House. No shits.
What's Midnight Mass about?
I don't know. I just know
Is
it's
it
a
like
horror.
a horror movie?
Yes. I think it's a movie. It could be a series. But I will say, I do like this time of year as far as like movies and television goes, because fucking Ted Lasso's almost finished with this season, but what a fucking show. It's a lot of shit coming out now that I'm excited about.
Okay, well, hey, if you haven't checked it out yet, check out Squid Game. I'm doing it. They say it's great.
Yeah.
Rell says it's an 8.3, so it can't be that terrible. But
No, it's good.
speaking of content, the Many Saints of Newark. So for any Soprano fans who are out there, it's out now. It's in theaters. It's on HBO Max. I've seen it. You haven't.
I have not seen it.
So let me start with this. How heavy were you into The Sopranos?
I was not heavy. However, I definitely saw all of the last season, which is, I know, sounds weird. And I just saw just random episodes of other seasons, but I don't even remember too much. I remember the ending, like with the Journey song came in at the end. And
So all right. So for anybody who was heavy into The Sopranos,
which is a lot of people,
this is going to be like incredible for you. But if you weren't really into The Sopranos, if you were kind of like me, where like, yeah, I technically saw the whole series, but I honestly don't remember that much from it, you might want to stay away.
so I should leave it alone.
Like it. So if this was just like another episode in the Sopranos series, like let's say they were doing a prequel series, and this was like, episode 1, like they do sometimes like a 2-hour episode for the first episode, it would have been great.
So
as like a standalone movie, it's kind of whack.
So does it still focus like on the main character? Like, was it Tony Soprano? It's like, are they just like?
So the movie basically takes place over, I'm gonna say roughly like 6 to 7 years of Tony Soprano's life.
Okay.
So he's like 10 or 11 when it starts, and he's like a junior in high school when it ends. And it basically shows through the character of his uncle Dickie, it shows basically what sparked Tony to want to basically get in the game.
Yeah.
Because spoiler alert, I'm just going to do it because I'm probably going to spoil the movie. But Tony starts the movie basically saying, like, I don't even want to do this thing that you do, Uncle Dickie. Like, I want to play sports. He's like, I want to play football. He's like, for me to play football, like, I can't be involved in like the stuff you do. And then by the end of the movie, he was like,
dangerous.
By the end of the movie, he's like, yo, I'm in it. What's up,
Let's
though?
go.
What's up? I'm Tony Soprano.
You heard me?
No, but the movie basically shows Dickie, who used to be like big into this other crime family, like back in the late 60s, early 70s, because the movie ends in 1971. And it just basically shows like his rise to the top. And it's got like, for people who are Sopranos fans, there's a lot of like Easter eggs, like wink, wink, like nudge, nudge type stuff, like, stuff that points to the show. And another character who's big in it besides his Uncle Dickie is Uncle Junior, who is like old and feeble by the time the show comes around. But he's probably like mid 30s, early 40s, like in the movie.
Okay.
So he's like young and spry or whatever. And so overall, like I said, I didn't think, like, if you took just this thing, like let's say you don't know much about Sopranos as a movie,
Like, what the fuck is
it's
this?
not really good. Like, it doesn't really have like I'll put it like this. Most movies have like a story arc. Like you have an act 1, an act 2, and an act 3.
Yep.
This movie was more so just like, we're going to take these 6 or 7 years of time and we're just going to show you everything that happened here. It's not really like telling a story other than by the end, you see the moment that like sparks Tony to be like, yo, I'm getting in the game now. And like, okay, so I talked about getting old before. Some parts of this movie that were hard to watch. Like, I know there's certain stereotypes of like the Italian mob, but it's just like certain things just weren't funny to me. Like, for example, they were known, stereotypically known for being like racist, 1.
Yes.
And 2, they didn't really treat their wives all that well. So there's a scene in the movie where I was just like I understood the point of the scene. So there's a point in the movie where Dickie's dad, who's played by Ray Liotta.
Yep.
The scene is supposed to show him as just like a bad person. But basically what happened is his wife. So at the time, they didn't have like, Summer's Eve and Massengill and all that. Like you had like a literal like douchebag. And so when women, after they use it, they would like hang it up in like the shower or wherever, like to like dry. So Ray Liotta comes home one day. His wife is like just taking a shower. She's like in the bedroom or whatever. He sees that it's hanging up in the shower. He goes postal. And she only kind of speaks English because he went on a trip to Italy and like brought her back. So she halfway speaks English, but like really not very good. Italian. So he starts like yelling at her. And she was like, I don't know what you're mad about. Like she was like, it's my douchebag. Like that's just a part of like life. It's just like something women use or whatever. He's like, why you got to put it in the shower? Blah, 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 blah. She was like, I don't even understand what you're upset about. Like you sound like a psycho. So she turns to walk away and she's going to go downstairs because their bedroom was upstairs. Yo, son.
Grabbed it by the wave.
And no. I'm not even saying this to try to be funny, but it's hard for me to say things in like a normal way. Yo, she turned to walk down the stairs. He put a Sparta kick right in the small of her back and kicked her down the stairs. And not just
did she do the Kevin Gates pose when he was like, oh shit. I'm unplugging things. Sorry.
No, it's all good. So no. He kicks her. And she like just falls down the stairs, but not like 2 or 3 stairs. Like it was tumbles. Like a flight of stairs.
Oh shit! Why?
And so
I mean, I understand why you told me, but
so in context of the movie, they're trying to make him seem like a bad guy. But in general, none of the dudes treated their wives well. And so
I mean,
it's like stereotypes like that, or they were mad. They were mad racist. Like so, Dickie worked with a black dude that he was cool with. So they had like a decent relationship, but all the other dudes like in the crime family, like so the black guy's name was Harold. So when he would come around, everybody had all these jokes about like chucking spears or living in a hut and all that. It's like, yo, this dude has been nothing but respectful to you, but you just got mad racist jokes.
That's like a big part of a Bronx Tale.
Well, but I'm saying that's what I didn't get. Like why y'all gotta act like this?
Side question. That's what I never got about like a lot of rappers always want to like name themselves after like mobsters like Gotti and all this shit. Like these
they
hated don't like
you. They hated you. And but that was the thing though. It was just like I get that. So I see it both ways, right? I see that if this is going to be like accurate to the period, there's a certain amount of it that has to be involved. But at the same time, I'm like, why are people so obsessed with these dudes? They're all terrible people, like completely scumbag human beings. But people are like obsessed with mobsters.
So, like mobster movies, like my thing for the longest of times. Like that's, I don't want to say it's all I watch, but I had all the DVDs.
I just don't get people's like obsession with it. Like these people are trash.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what it is because it's somehow just like organized crime. They kill people in suits, but okay. But then you look down and
they're all trash human beings.
They do the same bullshit that every people.
And it's not even like they'll say we take care of the family, but it's like no,
you don't.
Every single one of those dudes
you better fuck up,
disrespected and or abused their wives. They didn't take care of their kids
or themselves. They didn't take care of each other. You fuck up. I bet you sit in that front seat. Like, I bet you
that's what I didn't get. It just, why are we like glorifying this? Like, why do people love this so much?
I don't know. But also, I was thinking about it. You don't see a lot of mob movies anymore, though.
I mean
this
that's true.
Came out, but
this is based off The Sopranos.
Though, exactly. For a while, it was just like shows, Sopranos, movies after movies, especially in the 90s.
Well, but that was the thing, though. Like, then my brain got to work, and like, I'm like, on the one hand, I'm like kind of mentally condemning them, but then I'm like, well, if I think about the music that I listen to, like the music that I like the most is the stuff I relate to the least.
On my way over here, I'm going off with the songs I'm listening to. What? You know how many people I kill on my way over here, son?
Yo, son, I can't tell you how many times I played that ESTG album, and all he does is kill people and deal fentanyl. That's literally. He has a line in the song where he says, "If you want to change your life, my best advice is a brick of fentanyl."
Speaking of fentanyl, did you hear what happened recently with those cops?
Oh, yep. Finally found the answer to the question: who's poisoning everybody's drugs? The cops. Surprise, surprise,
surprise.
Y'all. And what was crazy was I saw the cops are accused of selling 7 to 8 like kilos of fentanyl. Do you know how much? So for anybody who doesn't know, a kilo is a brick.
Yes.
All right.
And that's a whole kilogram.
That's 36 ounces. All right. So that's more than 2 pounds. Do you know how much fentanyl it takes to kill somebody?
Yes. So there was a picture, and it was a picture of a penny. We all know what a penny is. If you know,
I mean, does everybody remember what a penny looks like?
Yes. Yeah. It's
been years since I've seen
guy
one.
with Abraham on it. Do you know who Abraham is? I keep forgetting how dumb people are. So anyway, it's a very small coin. With that being said, I hate that I have to say this. There was just a little sprinkle beside the penny. That's a lethal amount.
The best way I can describe it is almost like if you take a Q-tip and you just take the head of the Q-tip, just the white part on the end of the Q-tip, it takes less fentanyl than that to kill you.
Yes.
And these dudes sold over 2 pounds of fentanyl.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, like, okay, so I know why they use fentanyl, but like some of the stuff they're putting it in, like in weed, like why? If the weed doesn't get you high, buy better weed.
So also, if people don't know what it is, fentanyl is actually just a synthetic opioid for the most part.
Right.
It's
like you typically like you use it to try to make another drug stronger. So like let's say you want to let's say you're selling heroin and you want to make it last longer.
Yes.
You might mix some fentanyl in to keep that potency up without actually having to use heroin.
And that's why I hate when they say like these people are like, oh, so and so OD'd off of this. Like they didn't know it was in there.
Right.
Like Mac Miller was one. I think even Michael K. Williams was fentanyl in his shit. A bunch of people.
There's no such thing as overdose. Like literally they were poisoned.
Yes, exactly.
Like there's no like regular dose of fentanyl. Like no one takes fentanyl on purpose.
Yeah, let me go sniff some of this fentanyl.
And the thing about it is just like it makes me feel like maybe this is a stupid question, but it's like, yo, is there no honor amongst like drug dealers? Like, is there any drug dealer who won't put fentanyl?
I've heard
on
this
stuff?
point made. I don't think the drug. That's how it has to be the cops, because what drug dealer wants to kill their clientele?
Now, I will tell you, there is a certain type of drug dealer where you want like 1 or 2 fiends to die. Because then it makes it seem like you got that heat. You got that heat rock.
This shit is hard.
You got that potent product.
Yeah.
But no, in general, like you don't, because you don't want like just attention from the cops. Like you don't. And the thing about it is, you know, to my point earlier, as far as like where is it coming from, I feel like most of the time it can't be the dealer. Like I feel like in some cases it has to be like whoever gave them the drugs, because I'm sure not every drug dealer is like chefing up in the kitchen.
I don't want to get too conspiratorial because you know conspiracies are ridiculous these days. They're not fun anymore. But you remember how the CIA was kind of behind the war on drugs,
and still is. But carry on.
So no surprise with these cops putting fentanyl out in the streets. Well, that wasn't their idea. Where are they getting it from?
I don't get like what the end game is, like, because if you're the cops, it's one thing if let's say you get involved in the drug game because you want to make some extra money. Okay, whatever. I mean, I might have some issues with that, but cool. But selling fentanyl, it's like I can make an argument. Like, let's say you were selling heroin, right? I'm not forcing you to take this heroin. Like, if you come get it from me and you decide to take more than you should, like that's on you.
The price tag says heroin. It doesn't.
Right. But with fentanyl, like you don't sell people fentanyl. Like you literally are poisoning people on purpose.
Without them knowing.
And to me, it's like, yo, you got to go into the jail for this.
Yeah.
Like, but I doubt they'll get that much time because they're cops. Like, unless they just want to make an example out of them. And honestly, like, it's sad to me.
It depends on where they got it from. If they do it, just like the same, like the Epstein guards. Who just somehow are just... I
mean, they might not make it to trial.
You know?
Which I'm okay with in this case. Hey, I got 5 on it. That's $5 American, just so we clear. Not like 500, nothing like that. I'm not selling fentanyl.
Also has Abraham on it. Shouts out to Abe.
No, but like, and part of me is just like sad because it's like on the one hand, we say there's like a opioid or just a drug epidemic. I don't necessarily believe that, you know, outside of like opioids, but let's say that's the case. It's like you have cops who are intentionally poisoning drugs of people, many of whom are like addicted, and like can't stop taking it. Right. It's like, yo, you got to be real scum to be like, hey, I want to kill a whole bunch of people with this fentanyl.
Bro, that is fucked up, bro.
Like that, honestly, to me, like, and this might sound like I'm being, you know, hyperbolic or whatever, but like that's like borderline terrorism to me.
It is.
Like selling 8 bricks of fentanyl.
What? You're the fact that we even mentioned that they may not really have to deal with any kind of punishment is what's crazy to me. No one cares about people.
And that's the thing. Like, it would be one thing if you were selling, like, let's say, guns. Like, there are some legitimate uses for guns.
Yes.
There are no legitimate uses for fentanyl. Like, none.
This kind of brings me back to your point about bum fights, man. Is because, these are just people using drugs dying. No
right,
big
you're
deal.
Just drug users. Who cares?
Just drug users. And then until it hits home, until someone you know.
Well, but it's one of those things is like, once you put it out there, you never know where it might go.
Exactly. Because how many people fucking smoke weed?
A lot.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And especially because like attitudes about weed are changing across the country. And to me, this is a reason to legalize it, because then you can like regulate it. I'm saying legalize weed, not fentanyl. No, you look really upset.
No, I have something to tell you about weed.
But a reason to legalize weed, just because then at least it can be kind of like regulated. You can go to a dispensary who has, like testers and all kinds of stuff they can do to make sure there is no like fentanyl and stuff in it.
Right.
Because it might cost more, but it might like save your life. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in certain states like Tennessee, where you can't buy weed legally, like you are forcing people to go to the black market.
Yep.
And so to me, it's like, we don't have state taxes. We always crying about how we need more money. Bro, just legalize the weed.
The fucking South is so ridiculous with this shit. It'll be like 2067 before we legalize it.
But it doesn't even make any sense to me, because the people.
It doesn't.
So I try to hear both sides of an argument, and like the people who say like, oh well, we can't legalize it because it's a drug. They're not fighting to criminalize like opioids. They're not trying to criminalize Tylenol 3s and like all kinds of other stuff that's legal.
I literally looked up because I was like, why? Like, what's the real reason? Why are we not legalizing it? And I found out like one of the main reasons why the federal government didn't want to do it, and that came down to the UN. So worldwide, weed is looked at terribly. Mm-hmm. It's very frowned upon.
Oh, other countries don't play about weed.
So also the UN doesn't want its countries to legalize marijuana. So what it was is,
why do they care?
Exactly, because literally these other countries
just don't come here.
So what it is they feel like if they let the US legalize marijuana, then Russia has an argument. Well, why can't we do this and why can't we do all this fucked up?
It's like, these two things ain't the same, right? We're talking about weed.
Yeah, this ain't apples.
Is Holland not in the United Nations? Because they get it popping in Amsterdam.
Bro, they've been getting it on.
And the thing about it is just like, I'm not saying America and Holland are the same, because obviously we have way more people here, but they have much less crime than we do.
Yes.
They got legal drugs and legal prostitution. I just feel like if you legalize those two things and you regulate it, you tax it, all that good stuff, people might not be tripping out here as much.
First of all, I hate how fucking corporate politicians are. They get bought. But literally, man, what I really want to happen is let's go through every fucking issue we've been dealing with. What does it hurt?
I don't know.
Who are we helping here? Are we helping the people? Are we helping some people's pockets? Like, why are we not doing this?
Well, because the other thing to me is like, it's got to be one way or the other. Like, we can't be in the middle, and that's where we're at right now. Because you got something like alcohol, which we know causes, thousands upon thousands of deaths like every year.
Every year. And
the people who are anti-weed, I never see them trying to criminalize alcohol. They take
a shot the night they were talking shit about weed.
And so I'm saying, how can you have that legal?
Exactly.
But then tell me weed shouldn't be legal because it's a quote unquote drug.
And alcohol, marijuana,
there's just as many people addicted
to that shit.
Agreed. And there's just as many people addicted to alcohol as there are any other drug. Mm-hmm. I remember when we were kids, like people used to say like weed was a gateway drug. Mm-hmm. We completely debunked that.
Yes.
But alcohol still out here killing people. And nobody's like, oh, we need to go back to prohibition.
Someone's going to die today from a DUI accident, from a drunk driving accident.
I mean, it's probably honestly, and I don't want to see it, but probably hundreds of people are going to die from alcohol-related deaths today.
Straight up.
But nobody's trying to criminalize alcohol.
No big deal.
But weed, that's the devil's grass.
And I drink. I mean, not this month because it's Sober October, but still.
Shout out to him. 3 days in and it's looking shaky.
Hey, I'm on this, though. I got this. Also, I do want to say this. How long do you think this two-party system is going to last? Because it looks like both of them are trash.
I mean, you really want to get into it?
I do.
I think the problem is...
That's an honest question because no one gets it. I mean, I know they both hold each other back from doing certain things, but also...
Well, if
y'all can't get along, y'all two going to keep fucking up. We need to get some people who are going to do some shit.
Well, but that's the
which
issue,
is hard to do, obviously.
So don't get me wrong about what I'm about to say. Like, I love America. Since y'all ruined Africa, this is the best option out there.
United States of Africa.
Just rape the land. Anyway, no
Vaseline.
I feel like people confuse best with perfect. Mm-hmm. America being the best doesn't mean we're perfect. And it seems like people feel like...
that too in a second.
People feel like they're, being unpatriotic if they say... There's certain systems in America like we need to fix, like the political system.
Yeah, you want to fix things. It's almost
people are afraid to like tear it down because I feel like most times when people recognize a problem, but they don't have an answer, they rather go with the status quo because they're afraid of what might pop up in the place of that original problem if they don't have an answer that they can immediately slot in.
I can't remember this guy's name, but I was reading his book, and he was the guy behind the was it Cambridge Analytica shit? Mm-hmm. He was the one who like kind of like leaked it, and he was basically talking about, and we think it's bad in America, man. Like Facebook is really fucked up in some other countries, like because they don't have to like look so clean in these other countries. You know, they gotta be on the best behavior for the most part here. And bro, the way they fucking put the puppet strings on these people, it's basically why now everything is so like you can't say anything without it being a certain side. Like, oh, you're with them. I feel
like everything is just like politicized. Like everything you say,
the vaccine.
We can't do the vaccine today, but I agree.
But I'm just saying the fact that that's a political. This is literally about people. Now again, I'm not taking a side here.
He's mad anti-vax. Clearly,
right. Yeah, I took it. What are you talking about? So
he took the worst one.
Hell yeah, J baby. All I got was the shit.
He's gonna die any day now.
Son, hemorrhoids are popping.
It's Moderna gang over here.
Hey,
what?
Oh, that's the worst one.
They took Johnson & Johnson off the market, not Moderna. No.
Had fentanyl in it.
Who's fentanyl in the Johnson & Johnson? All right. No, but to me, it's just like people are just afraid to admit that we have problems with certain systems that we consider like fundamental, like the education system, political system. Like we have problems.
Here it is.
Like I can still love America and say there's ways in which we could improve.
If you walk outside, and you go through society, you're like, everything's perfect. I see nothing wrong. Then shouts out, I won't clap for you. But otherwise, you don't see everything's perfect. So that means, guess what? Things need to be fixed.
Right, exactly.
That's why you complain about shit. You want it to be better. You care about the country. That's why you're complaining. If you didn't give a shit, you wouldn't say anything.
Well, I also feel like
you may have different goals, but
I feel like people also in general have like a weird obsession with like the Constitution and the Founding Fathers.
Yes.
Like they knew all the answers to my problems in 2021. It's like, yo, no, they didn't.
Yes, they did. No, because they were all white and they knew what was right.
They're all white landowners.
If it ain't white, it ain't right. What it is, all these damn minorities trying to come up with their ideas.
Well, it's
messing
like
up my Oscars.
Like I hear people say, I hear people who are like super into the Constitution be like, oh, well, you know, it's not like slavery was written into the Constitution. That was just a thing that happened at the time. And you just exposed the fact that you've never read the Constitution. There's a little piece in there called the 3/5 Compromise that says that slaves are only 3/5 of a human being.
Yep.
And so, yes, slavery is in the Constitution. So I say that to say that it's clearly like cracks in the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
So 200 plus years later, how can we look around and be like, oh, we're perfect?
You can't be.
And to me, you know, pointing out flaws like in our society in a constructive way shows how much you love America
okay, I just want this answered. I don't know if you know it. I just want a general answer.
I got all the answers.
All right, well, here we go.
They call me the Oracle.
When we say, let me finish. Let me get this all the way out. So, one, if you're let's say you're a car salesman, you own a car lot, and you say we're number one. We're the number one car lot in the state. Mm-hmm. They don't tell you what your number one is. You can be number one with the biggest windows. We don't know.
Right.
When we say we're the best, what are we saying we're the best at? Quality of life, military power, like what
I think they mean everything. I think when they say
overall we're the best.
I think when they say America's the best, they say there's no place you would rather live than America.
Definitely the most arrogant.
Now I will say
I love it here.
Part of that to me is just like people who have never lived anywhere but America. Like what else can you say?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just asking because there's a lot of arrogance to it. I mean, I don't even agree with
this is like the militant episode.
It is. I was just saying.
I agree with you. I feel like we got lots of problems. Nobody wants to fix them. They just want to gloss over them and just be like, America, fuck yeah.
I mean, I appreciate America has everything you want. You want fucking mountains. You want snow. Got it. You want beaches, palm trees. Got it.
They don't have legal heroin, but okay.
You want fentanyl? Talk to the cops. But I will say this, man. I don't agree with nationalism that much, man. I don't think you should like just care about this person more just because he was born in this spot of land. over this person who was born over there.
Well, but that's the other thing to me. Like, that's like the trick of patriotism is like people trying to convince you that the country you live in or the country you're from matters more than like you as an individual.
Bro, I never understood the statement, God bless the USA. Why not the fucking world? Does God only care about these boards that you made up or these people made up? Or, you know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things where it's just like people are, oh God, I'm going to sound real militant. People are so afraid to like
Let's go, Marcus Garvey.
challenge the status quo.
Yes.
And I feel like everybody wants to have like a passionate opinion about everything.
Right.
Nobody wants to just say like, hey, I see a problem with this thing. I don't know what the answer is, but there's a problem and like we need to talk about it. Like we can't just gloss over it.
Right.
But so many people want to act like America is perfect, which again, America is the best, but America is not perfect.
Some of the greatest people I know live here.
Mm-hmm.
Most people I know live here.
Hey, Neil deGrasse Tyson lives here.
Hey, and that's a smart
So America
motherfucker.
can't be all bad. I'm just saying,
That's what I'm saying.
we got some areas that we could improve in.
I'm not even disagreeing. I haven't been to every country in the world. I'm pretty sure the quality of life is amazing in Switzerland, some shit, but also some shit there I can't do.
Don't they have like a 50% suicide rate?
Yeah,
Something
probably.
crazy?
I don't know.
They something crazy.
But
I don't
I'm
know if
just
it's
saying,
actually 50%,
like,
but
America gets it popping. What I want to, let's run with that. But while we can be the best. We can be the greatest. But we can be greater.
We are.
We can be better.
we could be.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to work on. Let's not just settle for wherever we are right now. Let's fucking rock this shit out. I think people need to sit down and talk to each other, not type at each other, because this is a weird ass era, son.
Yo, not that we got the answers to all of America's problems, but
Clearly
I agree
we
with you. We love America, but America could be better.
For sure.
That being said, let's talk about another group who things could be better for. Your Tennessee Titans.
You bullshitting, son.
So I was working on that segue like the entire time.
One team in the AFC South, 2-1.
Okay, so let's wait. Hold up, time out. Who else plays in the AFC
Who's
South?
about to get this work? What time is it? Oh, yeah, in just like 45 minutes, the Jets about to get this work. When you hear this, they already got this work. Last time I said that, the Cardinals destroyed us.
So real quick, just kind of paint the picture. Who else plays in the AFC South?
Let me tell you right now.
Go ahead. Nothing but juggernaut.
The Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh, quarterback has 2 sprained ankles on one play. Who else?
The fucking Texans of Houston. Trash.
No quarterback.
Yeah, fuck them. I can't act like I care. And then
No, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm holding Deshaun Watson on my fantasy bench just in case.
Hey, I ain't mad at you for that. Also,
Sexual assault
I
be
hate
damned.
that they took this as their team name because one of my favorite cats in the world, the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars.
All trash. Every position. Trevor Lawrence, overrated. Urban Meyer, terrible coach.
Okay. I can't say Trevor Lawrence is overrated because he's with the Jaguars. But also, Urban Meyer, how does he make it through the whole season?
I'm gonna say he has a brain aneurysm by week 12.
Something's got to be up.
Like, he is not gonna survive this losing.
And also, he's been thriving off his name for some time now because...
Well, no, to be fair, I'm not an Urban Meyer fan, but he got busy at Utah. He got busy at Florida. Got super busy at Ohio State.
No. Oh, I'll give you Ohio State. No, after Florida, I would say since Florida. I was going to say since Florida, what has he done? But he was all right.
Ohio State won the national championship.
He was all right.
But I'm just saying, he was there for like 5 years.
You're right. I'll give
He
you
got
that.
one national championship.
I was wrong.
Who else is getting 1 in 5?
Yeah, you're right.
So I say all
Especially
that to
in
say,
the Bama era.
I don't know that he can survive in the NFL where like players talk back and you can't threaten to take their scholarship because they're all grown ass men.
But anyway, back to Titans. Oh, before we say this though, before we get to the Titans winning against the Jets, because I see that happening.
Yo, if y'all don't beat the Jets, y'all go ahead and fold it up.
I already said
just fold up your tent and go home.
It's not going to happen. But in the unlikely event, extremely unlikely event that the Titans lose to the Jets, I'm not watching any more NFL games for the rest of the season, son.
Just like you doing Sober October?
I'm doing Sober October. But I got to tell you this. Before we get completely into NFL Sunday, I want to give a shout out to my 2 college teams who finally got their first wins yesterday, Florida State and Vandy. Let's go. Round of applause for them motherfuckers. You heard me?
Both terrible. So
trash.
The reason why I was asking about the other teams in the division is because in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So it doesn't mean the Titans are good. It just means...
Sounds great. Doesn't apply to us, though.
Okay, but let's talk about what happened. Okay, so week 1, y'all got blowed out by the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
It just broke your...
Guess what?
Week 1 counts just like week 18.
Guess what? You remember the last time the Jaguars won? Week 1 of
like
last
years
year.
ago.
It was just, who cares?
Okay, all right, but let's see.
It was rough.
So week 2, who did the Titans play?
Week 2, we got busy against the Seahawks.
That's right.
Yeah. Talk to me now.
Derrick Henry ran for like 1,000 yards.
In the second half. That's crazy.
Yes, he went crazy.
Last week.
Week 3.
Colts.
Played the Colts. Our quarterback sprained both ankles on one play. Carson Wentz, come on now.
Not our fault.
Come on now.
Hey, not our fault.
All right, fine. You play who's on the schedule.
You know what I'm saying?
This week, y'all play the Jets.
We are the Roy Jones Jr. of the NFL. It's not that we fight nobody. We make them look like nobody. You feel me? You heard me?
Okay.
Tighten up.
That's called delusion. All right, but okay, so this week, y'all play the Jets, who have no quarterback to speak of.
Yeah, they have Zach Wilson.
I saw a stat somewhere, in his last 2 games, he has 300 yards passing and 5 interceptions. It's something crazy.
When I say this, I am not trying to make fun of sexual assault in no kind of way. But this is the best way I can explain what's been happening to him. Zach Wilson has been getting raped out there on that field. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. He's been just getting destroyed.
So here's the thing, though, how little faith I have in the Titans. So
as we talked about,
all right, but listen.
Who do you think we are?
All right, no, but I'm going to tell you how little faith I have and also how it blew up in my face.
Bro.
So in fantasy football this week, 2 leagues, I needed a defense. I could have chose the Bengals
You did not get the Titans.
against the Jags on Thursday on a short week, or I could have took the Titans at the Jets with no offense to speak of. I said, yo, the Jets going to mess around and put 40 on the Titans because they ain't got no type of defense.
All right, first of all.
Hold up.
No, I'm about to
I played the Bengals defense in both leagues. They got me 2 points. So
Good.
Turns out maybe, just maybe, we'll see how the game plays out. Titans might have been the move.
All right, look, I'm going to tell you right now. I know the Titans are the team who are known for playing to their competition's level.
Oh, wait. And if we're going to keep it all the way real, all the Titans receivers are dead. Okay, go.
A.J. Brown and Julio Jones are out.
Dead.
But guess what? A.J. Brown was out most of the game last week.
Okay.
Julio, I don't remember Julio doing a lot in the second half. But also, I don't think y'all realize what's happening, son. The crown is on this man.
I see what's happening.
The crown is on this man's head. Derrick Henry cannot be stopped.
Okay, what happens if he gets injured?
You can't. Kings don't get injured, son.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Okay. They're going to hand him the ball 50 times today.
They're not.
Cool.
First of all, Tanner Mountain, because he's no longer heel. Tanner Mountain is about to be slinging that thing, son.
Ladies and gentlemen, the face of mental illness. Titans are going to get worked by the Jets today.
Put something on it, son. What are you talking about?
I'm not stupid. The Jets are still terrible.
Yo, November, you owe me a drink. Straight up. No, the Jets are trash. And shout out to all my friends up in New York. The weather is much better there who are going to the game. Dude, the Jets are really bad. But it is the NFL.
I mean, they're pros. Yeah, they could win any Sunday. Jamison Crowder is coming back. That's going to make much of a difference.
I don't know why this argument comes up every year. I saw someone on Twitter talking about how Bama will give the Jets the work. Son.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Definitely not. Son.
On paper, it seems like
the
Bama
Jets would put up 77 on their ass.
I mean, the thing about it is I feel like most people don't realize is the physical jump from high school and college athletics to the pros with the NFL is probably the widest gap of any sport.
Who's the best quarterback in college last year?
Trevor Lawrence.
What's happening to him right now? You know what I'm saying?
He's getting his work every week.
Yeah, it's different, man.
They smoking on that Trevor pack every week.
Yeah,
and same thing. The Jets would be smoking on that Bama pack if they played, if we're being honest. Just because
straight up
at a certain point, it's you look at it with college football, Division I, there's over 100 schools.
Yes.
The NFL has only 32 teams, which is obviously a much smaller pool in the first place. Then on top of that, only the very best out of that college pool go to the NFL. So even if a dude is a
Wilson, the very best in Isaiah Wilson.
Yes. who looks like he's signed with... Who was he signed with? Was it the Jets?
I think it was the Jets.
Oh, okay, so the Jets.
I think.
All right, Jets might lose to Bama. They signed Isaiah Wilson. That means they ain't got nobody. So, but I say all that to say that the NFL players are the very best out of that pool from college. And they're also grown men. And so Bama is good. I think they will put up some fight, but they will lose to the Jets. We got to stop saying that.
Bro, you can't be a team who get scored on by any other college team and think you're going to beat the NFL team.
Right.
Not happening.
Bama won on Saturday, but it was 40-20, something like that.
Yeah, they got against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Did you see Georgia, though?
Oh, yeah. Georgia is smoking people.
But you know Georgia though.
Oh, it's not gonna last long. It's gonna fall apart.
Something about teams in Georgia, man. They just find a way to let their fans down. I feel bad for them.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. So speaking of Georgia, we'll end on a happy note. What was up with your boy at Georgia Southern?
My man was just having a good time. Is what was happening.
So if anybody who doesn't know, one of their defensive linemen is a defensive tackle. They played Louisiana Monroe, I want to say, about a week ago.
The prestigious
before
Monroe.
Before the game, homie from Georgia Southern got on top of the team bus.
Let's go.
And shotgunned a beer.
What's up?
For the fans who were, crowded around the bus before they went off to the game. So then the game comes around. Georgia Southern's doing pretty well. Comes down to the wire. My man jumps off sides on a 4th down. Gave the other team the ball in field goal territory. They kick the field goal. Georgia Southern loses the game. And because the coach is a hater, he suspended my man indefinitely. Damn. All my man wanted to do was have fun.
That's all I wanted to do.
It was one of those things where it's like he jumped off sides at the end of the game, and one of the snitch coaches was like, and he was shotgunning a beer on top of the bus before the game started.
Though, when he jumped off sides, was the offense in the shotgun formation? Did he get beat by the shotgun twice?
He may have. I may have to go check the tape.
I might have to check the tape, son.
But it's like, okay, I got suspended from Georgia Southern.
What are you
I wasn't
doing?
going to the NFL in the first place.
What are you doing?
I'm going to just go ahead and get this job at Best Buy, get it popping a year or two early. Like, you're not really hurting me. You just giving me some more free time. You Georgia Southern, you can't afford to just give away players.
No, you need everybody you can
because
get.
homie was like 6'6", 350 pounds, which lets me know if you are 6'6", 350 and you went to Georgia Southern, you big for nothing.
All right,
you can't do nothing right.
Bring it back to Squid Game. If people were voting to leave the island, and I had a son who was 6'6", 300-something pounds, and that's who I had to feed, I'm staying on the island, son.
Oh yeah, I can't come home to that.
I can't do it.
Them grocery bills alone is crazy.
Yeah, I can barely afford this guy.
Oh, matter of fact, before we get out of here, one last thing. Super Bowl halftime show.
Ooh,
it's gonna be a real West Coast aftermath type situation.
Hey.
It's gonna be Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige.
Just Mary J.
I know the Hateration Holleration song is a Dre beat. Yeah, but why is she here?
She has hits, man.
I guess she's just down with them.
I mean, Jay-Z behind the entertainment?
Yeah, I think Rock Nation is who set up that Super Bowl halftime show.
From New York.
And here's what's crazy to me. I remember all these years in the past, they said, or at least it was marketed like, we need somebody squeaky clean for the Super Bowl halftime show. We need somebody with like broad appeal because there's millions and millions upon millions of people watching. And we can't have any type of incident. Like, we have to have a clean version of all the music. How's that supposed to work?
Hip hop is taking over, sir.
Yo, when they come out to, I don't know, G-Thang maybe next episode.
That's what I was thinking. Where do you start?
They got to come out in the 6-4 hitting switches. Yeah. Like they must,
bro. That's hype. I didn't think about that.
They have to they have to come up to the stage in the 6-4.
I'm hyped already, son. I don't care.
What songs do you think they're definitely gonna do?
I'm gonna go through each person and
bearing in mind they only have like a half hour total.
Eminem's doing Lose Yourself.
Oh, 100%. Oh, Mom Spaghetti is going to be all over the stadium.
He also opened a restaurant called Mom Spaghetti in Detroit. Shouts out
to him. Which I saw. Hey, that's called viral marketing, kids.
Snoop, tons of hits. I'm going to say Snoop, you're definitely going to get... You ain't getting down for my niggas. You probably...
Which, that would turn LA out if you did that song.
Snoop is probably going to definitely... you ain't going to get Gin and Juice.
They're definitely going to do, I think, What's My Name? They'll probably do.
Yeah, that's going to be on there.
I definitely think, like I said, they'll do G-Thang. They can't do the deep cover
Next
song.
Next episode is happening.
Oh, 100%. And Forgot About Dre. Matter of fact, they might come out to Forgot About Dre.
Kendrick, you're going to get All Right. You probably get like Humble.
I was going to say, can he do DNA? Or is that a little too provocative?
No, because DNA was like on... I want to say 2K or some sports game.
Was it?
Yeah, it was on. No, that was Humble.
And what Mary J song is she gonna do other than Family Affair?
Mary J's gonna give you what's that on the album cover? She had that big. Remember girls had that big ass baggy ass hat.
Oh, she could do Real Love.
Real Love.
Which I don't know how that's gonna flow. Like that's what I'm questioning is like how is this set gonna like flow together? Like
Who's
Eminem.
DJing this?
Well, so Eminem will definitely do like you said, Lose Yourself.
Yep.
I want Criminal, but he's not going to do Criminal. What is he going to do? He might do like Toy Soldiers, whatever that.
Till I collapse.
Yeah. Definitely do that. Now, honestly, if they want to set it off, instead of Mary J, they'd have 50 Cent and just like make all of LA like collapse on itself.
Probably he's so busy. I'm surprised 50 is not on that list though.
I mean, they may not have been offering him enough money.
Yeah,
because once you pay
he don't
Dre,
give a fuck about that shit right now.
Yeah, once you pay Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick, like, do you have enough money left for 50?
So,
because In the Club would destroy that stadium.
I'm gonna tell you what Kendrick's gonna play. So, reportedly, he has an album coming out before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Whatever big single is from that album, that's probably gonna be on.
Does he bring out Baby Keem?
I hope not.
I really don't want to hear him.
I'm not gonna lie. I love Kendrick's.
With this many artists, they don't have enough time to do more than probably maybe 2 to 3 songs like a piece.
Yeah, you ain't
especially because I'm sure they're gonna have like big set pieces, all that.
That West Coast.
I feel like nice. Dr. Dre has to come out in the 6'4". Kendrick might come out on like a beach cruiser. I don't know how Eminem's
He's
gonna
been
come
collecting
out.
them. He has a.
But no, like I'm excited for it. Like on the one hand, I feel like they might try to like neuter the whole thing. But at the same time, like I'm just excited that it's these particular artists.
No, that's hard.
And I feel like they're the type of artists to where it's not going to be just, they're not going to do a whack show. They're not going to get up there just to do it.
And it also, it isn't just like, so it's a difference. Right now, you throw out like Lil Baby and Durk up there. Only a certain amount of people know about them.
Right.
Everyone knows Snoop.
Oh, they're all like
Eminem.
They're all like mega stars.
Dre's a fucking billionaire.
Like there's people I know who don't listen to any type of rap, but they know who Snoop Dogg is.
So I was making an argument between Snoop and Will Smith. Who's the most popular rapper?
I mean,
Will Smith's not known for his rap.
It's got to be Snoop Dogg, and I say that because he's done so many more things beyond just rap. Obviously, like Will's done like movies and TV, but Snoop is like everywhere, like media wise.
Yes.
Like, he's been on like the Cooking Channel with like Martha Stewart.
Yes,
he's been on Vice. Like he's had shows like all across the board.
Also, we're not gonna get into it, but because we're running out of time. Also, shouts out to my guys Jarvis and Tyler. We gotta talk about at some point Will Smith losing his mind. Have you seen him with the beard and no mustache?
I have not, but that sounds very, very disturbing.
He looks crazy.
But his life is in turmoil. His wife is having several entanglements. I heard she wants to legally change her last name to Shakur, so I'm sure things are very interesting.
Is that for real?
No, I'm just saying that. Because every year she talks about Tupac's birthday and how much she loved him. And if I'm Will, I'm like, yo, he been dead for 20 years
now. She be going to like the 6th bedroom getting poltergeisted by Tupac.
Like if I'm Will, it's like he been dead for 20 years now.
Yeah.
And you still, every year you make a tear-felt video about how much you love him. I don't get one post.
Son,
not one post on Instagram about me.
You that your girl is still trying to talk about the dude who's been gone since 95? What was it, 95?
94, 95, something like that.
Man, come on.
Like, yo, the ghost of Tupac still in the Smith household. But on that note, this has been episode 47 of the Nashty Boys podcast. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you're not ready to burn America to the ground. No. Just maybe make some slight tweaks.
It just needs a little ointment.
The Titans are about to give the Jets their first win today, so that's cool, being charitable. The Titans' good deed for the season.
Hey, if you don't see us next week and someone's missing...
He did it. I can give you his address. Don't worry, I got you.
Hey, yeah, you already tighten up, man. He know the game. He know what's going to happen, man. We're going to do this. No big deal. I'm about to have a great Sunday.
But anyway, we hope you all have a good week. It'll definitely be better than Rell. He's probably going to be crying for a couple of days. But hopefully, by the next time it's time for us to record, he'll be back to his old self.
Playing with me. Peace, love, prosper, all that shit, man. We out.
Hey, and remember, she's not cute. She's just young. We'll catch you next time.